Hey, what's up, guys? This is Diosnedi Pellegrin just coming at you live here. Realistically, guys, I want to create this very short. I'm going to try to keep it short. A lot of times I do videos and they go longer, but I'm going to try to keep this in under 15 minutes, hopefully maybe even less than that. But guys, what I want to do is I want to create this video to kind of help educate those out there who hear the word spill over, spill under. I think there's a thought out there that you can come into XtremeCoin and sit back and just see your matrix cycle out for you, and you obviously triple your Bitcoin. Look, guys, that can't happen. I'm not here to sit here and say that there aren't scenarios where that can happen, but you know, that's leverage. You should only think of that and think of that as a bonus. That's like kind of the extra perk that you get for becoming a paid member and activating your matrix with XtremeCoin. That there is, fortunately, a very unique and what ways, depending on how you fall into the matrix, when you come in, what leg you fall on under your sponsor. There are scenarios where yes, there could be instances where yes, your matrix can cycle. I can tell you the best way and the more likely you're going to have that happen to you is if you go out there and sponsor and refer and sell the travel products to great marketers, to people who've been doing this for a while. Or not even great marketers are fantastic, but the people who are hungry, someone who's going to hustle, someone who sees this and says, I'm going to do all the work. So in this video, guys, here on the whiteboard behind me, this video is for those of you that need a presentation. You need to see it on a board, you want to see it laid out, you want to see it explained detailed. So again, what I'm going to do here is show you why you shouldn't think and only believe that spillover and spill under is the only way to make it. Realistically, I wouldn't tell you to join XtremeCoin or join anybody's team if you're just expecting to come in, pay your entrance, buy one of the products, and you're now in the matrix and expect for things to happen. I'll show you reasons why a lot of you out there right now are wondering, well, is the matrix not working? Is there a glitch? There's no glitch, guys. There is no glitch in the system. It was tested many times, numerous times. It was thrown through vigorous tests. It went through every single test. Let's just say the developers or programmers went through every test, every scenario to make sure when you cycle, you go back out, things fall in place at the right time and depending on how it works. So again, I'm just going to show you a few scenarios here, and I want you to pay close attention. Again, if you get stuck, if you want to rewind it, just rewind it, stop and rewatch it. But I want to show you why you shouldn't be just sitting back on spillover and spill under, guys. And look, spillover and spill under is nothing more than just a sale from someone who came in before you, who's loading up their matrix and you're underneath them, or spill under, a sale from someone who was put underneath you, who's now selling the products themselves and they're filling out your matrix down below. So I'll show you what this looks like, and I'll show you the reasons why you don't want to sit back and just wait on spillover or spill under, or you're going to continue to just bang your head on the wall wondering the system doesn't work, the matrix isn't working, there's no one coming into my systems. You know, we're now a week into pre-launch, and many of you are scratching your head wondering, well, what's all this spillover and spill under I heard about? First and foremost, there's only about 2,000 members, I think, at the time my last update I got. You know, those 2,000s, I don't know how many are actual paid members. Not the inactive ones. So let's say there's probably a good 20% that are active. So, it's not like spillover and spill under is just happening over and over and over, unless if you have a real beast out there. And we know who some of those guys are. Ari, obviously, Darren, we know Alfredo, Jason Harris as well. So take a look, and I'm just going to show you here specific examples, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to obviously circle you. You all know the 2x2 matrix. I hope that you know. I'm not going to spend time on how that works. What I will tell you here as I'm drawing this out, guys, is when we pre-launch, for those of you who did pre-launch, there was obviously a holding tank, timestamps, and depending on what your timestamp was and at what level, you would have loaded in different positions. So what I'll tell you is, guys, the matrices are always filled from top to bottom, from left to right. So this is you, obviously. You're always on top in your specific matrix. I'm not going to put you here in this specific situation because I want to show you why you shouldn't be sitting back thinking that you can just kick your feet on your desk and watch, Bitcoins just magically happen to you. I'm going to show you why many of you guys are wondering about what the glitch is, why it's not working. So here we go. So let's say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put Darren on the spot. Darren's been doing very well. Darren's been doing this for a while. We know he's a good marketer. But guys, he's a great marketer, but guess what Darren's doing? Darren's working. He's busting his tail off. He's promoting every single day on his page. I'm sure he's promoting on his fan page where he can run paid ads. I'm sure he's got his email list he's sending it to. He's also doing videos. He's doing webinars. So again, yes, he's been doing this a while, but he's also busting his tail off and not sitting back expecting for spillover or spill under from either Ari or from Jason or from anyone else that he brought in. So in this scenario, here's what I'm going to do. We got Darren up in the top. So this is Darren's 2x2 matrix. So what we're going to do is we know Darren's going fast. I mean, he's just loading it up. He brought in person 1, person 2, person 3. Let's say you fell down here in spot number 4 for Darren. Darren is still kicking his tail, just busting it. And in just an hour, just in half an hour from launch, boom, he cycles. So what happens? Darren leaves this cycle and opens up a new matrix. Right? Most of you guys all understand that. So here's what you have to understand. If you came in here, and I'll show you other examples for the other ones, because some people say, well, in level 6 is where I don't get spillover. It's the same no matter which one of the ones you're in. I mean, it's the same thing. If you rely on spillover and spill under, you're going to sit there broke wondering what's going on or what's the glitch. So here, I'm just going to explain to you how spillover, spill under works. So Darren's gone. He went ahead and opened up a whole new matrix. So now, realistically, this little matrix here for person number 2, you know, when you do this, and that person needs these 4 here, these signups, this has nothing to do with you because you're on this side of the matrix. So anybody who comes in underneath these guys has nothing to do with you. So what I'm going to do just to solve the confusion and not lose any of you guys is I'm going to get rid of this right here. And I'm going to get rid of Darren so you can understand what's going on. So at this point, Darren left. So Darren is no longer helping person number 1 here, person number 3 here, or yourself. So for person number 1, they obviously have to cycle in order to make their triple their Bitcoin. So person number 1 is busting their tail off, whether they're a new marketer, an existing one, depending on how this person is in marketing and busting their tail off to get more sales and promote the products. This person, let's say it can take, I don't know, a week or 2, and they find person 1 and 2. Guess what? You're still sitting here wondering, where's the glitch? What's going on? Why is this not working? Why haven't I gotten any spillover? Well, again, person number 1, or it also could be person number 3. Let's say these guys are newer, really just started in the business. That's just the way the matrix works, where these guys are amateurs. They're newer, and they're going to be a little slower, so they're delayed. So guess what? Again, I repeat it, you're wondering, what's going on? Is there a glitch? How come I'm not getting any spillover? So now a week has gone by, or let's say 10 days has gone by, and you still are wondering, scratching your head, because you're not doing any hard work yourself to bring in anybody else. So now let's say finally, this person brings somebody else in. Person 3. Now you finally start to see people coming down in your matrix. And that's what I wanted to explain to you, that many of you are thinking there's a glitch, you're not getting spillover. Well, remember in this situation, Darren was up here. There was also someone there, but those don't count. Why? Because Darren already cycled. Darren cycled left. So now you're only, your spillover, your matrix is only going to get filled by you doing the work, which is what you should be doing, or by person number 1 here that Darren brought in by them. So if there's someone just like you who's newer or having a hard time selling the products, this is going to take you a while to fill up. Anybody that this person brings in does nothing to you because they have, just like you, their own matrix that they have to fill out here. Because remember, this is your matrix. When Darren cycled and Darren left, you're left with 6 positions you have to fill yourself, or there's 2 positions that this person can assist you with, but you can't just sit back and count on that. So that was one example, guys. I hope that kind of made sense to you all, because that's the confusion that's out there. Let's put you in a different position. So again, we're going to say another workhorse up here. Let's go with Ari this time so I don't just pick on Darren. So Ari, we know, has been doing this a while. He's going to fill up his positions fairly quickly. He's going to get people in right away. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's say you here. I've been hearing the word, I get on someone's 6th leg on their matrix. So okay, so Ari just completed a matrix. He cycles out and starts a whole brand new matrix out here where he has to obviously worry about filling out to recycle, and I'm sure he's going to do that because hey, he's busting his tail off and recruiting and selling people the products. So now what has that done? That's cycled out. So guys, check this out. Just like the other example, it doesn't matter where you fall in. I'll do one up here just so you can see the different scenarios. So Ari's gone. Now we have 2 matrices here. 1 and 2 are the leaders here. So 1 can help out filling out this position, this position, this position, this position. But remember, for you on your side where you're in, number 2 is going to help out in filling out these 4 positions. 2 and 5 help out in filling these 2 positions. 2 and yourself are filling out these 2 positions. But remember, for you to cycle, you're down here. So here's your matrix here. So again, these 2 positions are only going to be filled out by this person or yourself, which is what you should be doing, promoting the business yourself. So I hope that explains it. So in this instance, let's say 5 and 2 are also both poor marketers. They're not poor, just they're newer. You're new. You're going slower. You don't have the experience. You're either not leveraging time, you're not using the systems correctly, or you're shy out there and you don't want your friends and family think that you're spamming people or scamming people with your links and stuff that you're doing. So right now, these 2 guys are afraid to promote. They don't know what they're doing. So none of this is going to fill out unless your matrix isn't filling out, unless if you don't do the work yourself. Because again, Ari's gone. Person 2's struggling to bring in his own people. And remember, if you're on this side, when person 2 brings in someone, they're filling out over here 1 and 2 before they show up on your side. Because again, like I said, the matrix fills from top to bottom, left to right. So who knows how many days, weeks, even months, guys, can go by before you get help on your own matrix from the person above you if they're a newer marketer or someone who's struggling to sign people up and sell the product to. So again, if you wait for them, you don't know when you're going to get this spill over under you. And that's it. That's all I want to explain. Let me show you. I wanted to keep this video as short and sweet as possible. So I'll just show you the one scenario because there's some people who say, well, how about if I fall in the top 2 ones? Well, let's look at that example. So again, we'll use my boy Jason this time. So Jason's up here. Jason's sponsoring you and you're number 1. Fantastic. You're his first person he's sponsored. So nice job. You got sponsored by Jason. And then let's go ahead and put here the other 6 positions for Jason. And this is person 3, person 4, person 5, person 6. Ding, ding, ding. Jason, congrats, bro. You busted your ass off as usual. And you moved on over. You cycled out, got triple the Bitcoin. And now you have a whole brand new matrix out here. Which, guys, would be under his sponsor. If his sponsor has an open position. Well, not if. Always. No matter where it is. He's going to always go underneath his sponsor and wherever 6 spots of the matrix that his sponsor has an opening. So that's one of the reasons why you don't want to sit back and wait on spillover and spill under. You want to sell people yourself the product with your link because they're always going to come back under you anywhere in the matrix, anywhere. But let's go here because a lot of people are saying, well, I understand in these bottom positions, the spillover, spill under doesn't work very well. Stop thinking spillover, spill under. I hope you stop thinking that from going forward, especially if you're going to be on my team. I don't expect you guys to come on in and expect just spill over and spill under. But here's the example right here. So Jason, we know, is a great marketer. But look what happened. Jason was only able to fill out 2 positions for you. Now in this point, guess what happens now? You're stuck. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to get no help from anybody else. It's going to come down to you or person 3 or person 4 that Jason got. Jason's gone. So depending on who these guys are, who you should be able to see in your matrix, as you can see anybody below you, you can't see who's above you. But depending on who these guys are is going to depend on how fast that is. But again, guys, look. As a guy who's been managing many people for years and years, as a district manager, hundreds of employees, guys, I've always told my team members and everyone I mentored is Worry and focus on things you can control, not on things you can't control. Personally, I cannot control these two guys, especially if they were brought in by Jason. There's Jason's team. They might be on Jason's team. They might be promoting. I would still reach out to them. You got their email address. I believe you can get it. If not, reach around. We're one team. Find out who these guys are. But at the end of the day, you can tell them to bust their ass off as much as possible. They might be lazy and they might not. They might not. That's what I call uncontrollable. I can't control what these guys do. I can influence. I can call them, text them, email them, and influence them to take action. But what I do have control on is I have control on what I do, on what you do, yourself. I can control this. I can control and say, you know what? I'm going to go bust my tail off and go find 2 people and fill these 2 positions. When you do, then you obviously the first 2 people you direct sale to will fall under here, under 1 and 2. At that point, if person number 4 here, which was the person Jason originally brought in, if that person has still not promoted anyone, then it's up to me to get 3 and 4. But, you know, I just wanted to show you those scenarios, guys, because I believe this will help for those who are confused on spillover or spill under. For those of you who said you absolutely got nobody, there's no one in your matrix at all. Guys, if you've got absolutely no one, 0 people in your matrix, it just means you came in a specific leg where there was just there's a poor marketer. There's someone above you who just isn't doing their part or their job. That's it. I mean, it's that simple. Remember, at that point, you obviously didn't come out in this spot. You came out somewhere down here in either space 3, 4, 5, or 6. Because if you see no one at all underneath in your matrix, it just means that there's nobody who's coming up from. It could mean that this guy's a poor marketer. Because remember, if you're down in one of these levels here for the primary person, that person's gone. They matrix out. They're gone. So at this point, your only spillover are coming from these 2 people if you're in any one of these levels. So if these 2 people are also struggling and they're depending on spillover, well, guess what? These guys are stuck because spillover isn't coming because this leader cycled out and went to a whole new matrix. So that's why many of you are sitting there scratching your head wondering, where's the glitch? What's going on? Why is it not working? Why am I not filling up my matrix? Because again, if this is you here, and this works in any one of these 4 positions here, on position 3, 4, 5, or 6, if you've got 2 newer marketers, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you've got to put in work, you got to put in time, you got to learn, you got to hustle. You just got to go out there and push sales. If these 2 are poor at that, and you're in any one of these, well, guess what, guys? There's nothing coming down in here, and nothing coming down in here. And realistically, this person can only help you right there. They can't help you on these 4 down here. This person can only help you on this because remember, this is their matrix that they're trying to solve. So, guys, I know that was a lot of information. I believe this helps out for those of you who are stuck. For those of you who are worrying about what's going on, why am I not getting anyone under me? Is there a glitch in the system? I assure you there isn't a glitch in the system. If you legitimately and truly believe there is a glitch in the system, guys, there's the fantastic support box, support ticket up there. Obviously, you can also put a pulse in the group. We'll get to it. But at the end of the day, here's what I'll stress and tell you all. We don't come into this business anticipating and expecting for signups and sales to just come up from other people. You've got to put in the work. It's very simple. It's a 2x2 matrix. Find 2 people and show each one of those people how to find 2 people in themselves. If you master and do that, you're going to be very, very successful in this, and you don't have to sit back and wait for this so-called spillover or spill under that everyone refers to. Sitting back and waiting for spillover and spill under, you're going to struggle, you're going to fail. However, if you're finding 2, helping those get 2 themselves, and you continue to sell the product and sell each one of the levels to your leads, to your prospect, guys, then all of a sudden this spillover and spill under is what it truly is, and that's a bonus. It's a perk. Because that's what that's there for. That part of the matrix is there as a bonus, as a perk. That's where you busted your butt, you brought in 3 people, and then all of a sudden, you know, you got a little bit from, you know, your spillover or spill under. That's what it's there for. It's for the perks. So, guys, I don't know how long this video has gone, But I hope you all got some information. I'm going to post it in the group. I'm going to load it on YouTube, post in the group. Please make sure you comment below. Give me a thumbs up no matter where, whether in YouTube or Facebook, just to make sure it's engaging, it gets out there, and people can also see this and watch this. So that also, most importantly, guys, we get the right people in this business. We're here to sell travel products. This is a travel product business that just happens to use a 2x2 matrix compensation plan. That's what this is. So with that, Dios Nedi Pellegrin signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys inside of the system.